Hello everyone and welcome back to Super Tech Services. This is Brian and I have another Copier video for you guys. On today's video we're just going to be discussing paper size conflicts or paper type conflicts. And that's basically where when you're trying to print something from your computer, you get this message saying that you don't have that type of paper size or paper type in your copier, even though you think that you may have. As in this case, it's telling you there's no matching paper size, and you have 11 by 17 W, and then in your tray 2 here you have 11 by 17. Well, that's our most common problem right there. What you're printing from, your document size on your computer is actually 11 by 17 W, but the paper in the tray is 11 by 17. And this is 11 by 17 W, which means the dimensions are going to be slightly different from 11 by 17. And because of that, you're going to get this message here. And you can force print this out by pressing the paper tray and then hitting start, but that can get annoying if you're printing multiple jobs. So you would just want to mitigate this by going over to your copier, going over to document size, which I'll show you over at my computer in a minute, and just switching this to 11 by 17, or changing or putting actual 11 by 17 wide paper in your tray like so. So just going over to your tray. Now this is 11 by 14, I know, but just making sure that you actually put the correct 11 by 17 wide paper in the tray. And after you do that, the copier will detect that it's 11 by 17 wide and will go ahead and print the job for you. Now there's other things that can generate these types of messages, so we're going to go through everything. So just bear with me here while I get the camera situated. All right, so that was the first one, just making sure that your document size matches the paper size in whatever tray you're dealing with, okay? And now, the second thing we're going to talk about is side guides. So, like I said here, let's go ahead and just get the camera right there. Now, if you actually have these guides spread out a little farther than what they're supposed to be, or even the blue one a little back, where the paper can actually slide and it's not snug, there's actually sensors here that detect the paper size. So if you go ahead and close the drawer, let's just cancel this job here. So now we're just going to go over to our paper, and now look, you'll get the question mark. But if you actually set it to something like 11 by 17, it will trick the copier into thinking it has 11 by 17 in it when it doesn't. And that's another issue. So what you want to do is make sure that your guides are always snug right next to the paper and press everything up nice and snug so it can detect the correct size and you will have no issues there. Okay, so now we're over at our computer and I have a Microsoft Word document open, and I'm just going to go over to size here. You can see the icon I just selected. Now this is what your document size is going to be. So you want to check this, because as you can see, mine was selected 11 by 17 W, which is going to cause an issue for us. So you want to scroll and make sure you always have 11 by 17 selected, not W, unless you do have that paper type installed. But this is a common issue we see with most customers. They selected 11 by 17 W, not 11 by 17 standard, and then they get the conflict. So once that's mitigated, you can go ahead and just file print, and then you're fine. So now let's talk about paper type. So there are all different types of paper. As you know, there's probably construction paper, thick 2, overhead transparencies. So if you select paper tray in the print dialog box, and then where it says paper type, here's your option to select your different thicknesses, different types of paper, transparencies, letterhead, envelope, whatever. And you have to make sure that when you set this, it also matches on the copier end, which I'll show you in a little bit. So I just wanted to show you that this was the dialog box where you go to. You can also save these if you want to for each tray, if it's something that you do often. So you can set like a standard tray for overhead transparencies or for thick paper and stuff like that. Okay, so that's the print dialog box. I'm just going to go ahead and cancel that. So we're pretty much done here on the computer side. Let's just go back to the copier. So what I'm going to show you now is just select on paper, and this is the all your paper trays here. And when you select it, I'm just going to show you the manual bypass there on the right side. I have some construction paper there. So when you select any paper tray, on the very right you'll see where it says paper tray settings. So go ahead and press that. And this gives you the options to change it from plain paper, thick 1, thick 2, thick 3, just how you saw in the print dialog box on your computer. And you can also select the wide paper there as well. So that would work for like your 11 by 17 wide. So it auto-detected the size, and then you change the thickness, match it to your computer, and then just go ahead and hit close, and then you'll be able to print perfectly fine. Alright, and the last thing we're going to talk about is the manual bypass. This is where you want to throw your really thick construction paper overhead transparencies in. And you just slide that in, make sure the guides are snug as well, really close together. And the paper size will be automatically detected, but the paper type you're going to have to select manually, and you're going to have to do this every time. So there's the paper size, there's your thickness, you can even do duplex second size, what type that is, and standard size custom wide paper. And after you're done with that, you would just go ahead and hit close, and same thing, go to your print dialog box and make sure you select manual bypass as well as what type paper you have on the inside. Make sure your size and your type are the exact same always. And if you do that, you will always be perfectly fine printing. Alright guys, so with that said, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this helps, and I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.